Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha and I make bookish content here on YouTube. So I had a couple things I wanted to do today and I wanted to bring you along with me. First on my list was to go over the books that I read last month, or I guess it's still technically this month. It's the last of the month. So I read, how many books did I read this month? I read quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. 10 books. Because I just finished one more. Let me write it on here. Court of Wings and Ruin. Overall, it was a pretty productive month. I had a lot of things done. I did mess up 2 times. I may or may not have read 2 books, said I was going to go to the book clubs, and totally spaced. So I didn't space it. I went the next day. So the first one that happened with was at the beginning of the month, and I was super excited about it, and I'll tell you about it when I get to that book. And then the other one, I literally thought the book club was today. So I had planned on filming yesterday all day and cleaning and stuff, and then doing book club today and finishing out the book while I was doing all that. Yeah, and then I go on Instagram and I saw that everyone had posted all of their books, and I was like, wait, why are they posting all of their books? Well, it was yesterday. So that happened twice this month, so that was fun. I'm also in a new area here. I'm just in my bedroom, and I just finished working on, wait, what side is it on? Working on my little corner back there, so I just thought it would be a nice little cozy place to film. So let's get into it. The books I read this month were, I'll start off with the first and I'll work my way down the list. One of them I don't have a physical book for it, but I'll tell you about it and I'll put a picture of it on the screen. So the first one I read this month was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. I wanted to love this book so much, and I didn't. And it's sad to say that I didn't, because I go into every book wanting to really love it, and it didn't, the vibes just weren't there for me. I was really bored and just kind of wanted to get it over with. I didn't feel any connection to the characters. I didn't feel chemistry between the characters. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I would have read it with my eyes, it would have been different, but I honestly don't know if I would have been able to make it through to the end if I read it with my eyes. But I did do the audio on this one. So I gave this one a 1 star. I think I wanted to do 2 just because I felt bad. But then at the end of the day, I was like, no, I'm gonna do what I think. So yeah, I didn't care for it. I'm sorry if you're a pumpkin spice cafe girly or person, but it just wasn't my jam, and that sucks because I really wanted it to be. So yeah, I was pretty sad about that. My second book of last month, or this month, was a reread of a book that I haven't read since I was a teenager, and that is New Moon. This is one of the ones that I was going to do a book club with, and I totally spaced it. No, I didn't space it. I put it on my calendar for the wrong day, and that threw me off, and I swear that's thrown me off all month. So yeah, I was pretty sad about it, but I hadn't reread these books, any of the Twilight books, since I had reread them a million times when I was 18, 19. So yeah, it was fun to dive back into this world. I ended up getting this book on at a secondhand bookstore here called the Open Book, and it was a special edition, and I don't know if the person didn't realize, or maybe they just kept it in there, but there was old tattoos. These are the stick-on tattoos, and it literally says Hungry for More, and then it talks about Eclipse coming out in August of 2007, and I thought that was so cool, and I was like, oh my god, and I was gonna put them on and go to the book club. I don't even know if they would work, honestly, but yeah. So that sucked. I don't know if I'm gonna do, I don't think I can do Eclipse. It's honestly not one of my favorite books either, so I don't know if I want to do Eclipse, but I should, and just like really make sure I go. But yeah, so that sucked. But it is what it is. The third book I read this month was In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy. This book is it's beautiful. Um, I did get to meet this author when she came, and she gave us these really pretty, like, book, what is it called? Like the art, I guess. And just like some really cool stuff. Like, this is really cute. And it has like her IG and everything. And I really went into this book with, I think my expectations were too high, and I think this is one that I needed to read with my eyeballs as well. I didn't give this the highest rating. I gave this a 3-star, which I guess isn't that bad, but again, I think I really went into this thinking it was going to kind of be like a Rachel Gillig type dark gothic romantasy, and there was like everything happening and nothing happening at the same time, and I think that's what was throwing me off, and it was hard to keep track of in the audio. So I really think I might try to read this again. I know there's going to be, I think this is a duology, so when the second book comes out, I might try to read this one again with my eyes and see if I like it and go from there, because I really wanted to give it a chance. And this is her debut novel. No, oh my god, this is her debut novel. Not a novel, her debut novel. And it was beautifully written, but like I said, everything was happening and nothing was happening at the same time, and I think that really throws me off with books. So yeah, the other book I have, or I had read, well, read with my ears, was Holly by Stephen King, and I loved that book. I ate it up. That was the first book I think that I read that had COVID as like something that was happening in the world, and it just kind of like took me back to the pandemic days where it was like, oh, that's really what our life was like. Like everyone was very scared and all these things. So it was interesting. Also, just the whole premise of it was very interesting, and I liked that. The main like villains in the book were well written, and just you couldn't stand them. Like, they were really bad people, and yeah, it kept me hooked, and I really enjoyed listening to that audio. It was really good. So after Holly, I had another banger, and this was Project Hail Mary. How in the hell I have not read this book since now, I will never understand. I also did the Audible audio for this. I don't have Audible, but I literally got it just to listen because I heard that it was so good, and it did not disappoint. This audiobook had me like literally cackling out loud while I was driving around, and I could not stop. It made me cry 3 different times, and I just cannot wait for the movie now. I know that people get like really irritated when there's like movies that come out of books, but like, how can you not make a movie out of this? And I feel like the casting is gonna be good, because I could see the character who, well, Ryan Gosling is gonna be the main character in this. I could see him in this role, and it just, I don't know. It just made me really excited. This was one of our book club picks for my work book club, so I did get our 2 books read for that one. And I was able to attend that one on time. Yeah, I loved this book. Like, I don't think I've listened to an audiobook where I was like, oh, I loved that so much. I want to like end it and start it over again. Like how I watch Friends, or how I watch like The Office. Like, I wanted to do that with this. And it was so good. I 100 million% recommend the Audible version of that book. So good. The other book I don't have on hand, I guess it's on my Kindle, which is behind me, but the other one I read was Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. That book was our book club pick for last month, and I didn't read that one in time. I feel like I couldn't get into the book, so I thought, okay, I really want to give it a chance because it was recommended, and it was highly recommended. Everybody in book club, like, I kind of listened a little bit to a little bit of discussion about it. Not too much because I didn't finish the book, but everyone seemed like they were so engulfed in the story, and I was just like, how? I'm not. So I did the audio. So I stopped about 30 some percent in the way in the ebook, and then I did audio the rest of the book, and I have no idea what happened. Um, I thought that the story, like the premise of the story, was really interesting, but that was about it. Like, I didn't care for the characters, I didn't know who the characters were. I just could not get into it, and I guess there's like a lot of like theories and all of these different things that are like symbolism in the book, and I'm like, am I just dumb, or do I just not know that? Like, how are people getting that? Is it written by the author? And like, I don't care enough about the book to go and look and dig into it. So yeah, it just wasn't for me. um I did rate that one 2 stars. I feel like I could have done one, but I did like do two different types of reading to try to get through this book. So I did put a lot of effort into it, and I don't know. It just wasn't it. And that's okay. That's nothing wrong with that, but it kind of sucks at the end of the day when you put so much time into something and it's just like, man, that sucked. Um my other book, our other book club, this was my book club that I just started this month. So this was our read, and this was the A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen, and I liked this book a lot. Um, also, like, this isn't the standard copy. This is the Allurial copy, and it's beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't really care for. Sorry, I don't really care for the map, but other than that, beautiful book. Um, this one was interesting. So it was pretty well rated at the book club. Everyone was like 3 5 stars or 4 to 5 stars. I rated this one a 4 star, and yeah, it was interesting. I went through the whole book, and I know people did audio, and they were like, oh, some of the narration was a little annoying. I didn't have that because I was reading it physically. And I'm glad I did, because I don't know if I would have been able to keep up with the audio if it, if people were getting annoyed. I usually do get annoyed by like some narrators. And granted, I don't know who narrated this book, but that's just how I work. And I really liked the story. I thought it was super, super interesting. At first I was a little worried that we were going to be following like kids, and I wasn't for that. And then when they finally like aged up, I was like, okay, cool. But it did take a good like cool 100 pages to really like dive into the world-ish. There wasn't a lot of world building in it. It's not like a crazy crazy fantasy. It's more like a real world with magical elements. And that's how this one was. So yeah, this is a new release. This one was in July of this year, so I would try it out. This is going to be a series. It left you on a really big cliffhanger, so that's fun. Um, then I finished Catching Fire. So I have never read the Hunger Games series before, and I'm slowly making my way through it. So it seems like I'm doing one book a month, and I wish I could just like drop everything that I'm doing and read all of them, because I am invested. I love him. I loved the movies, and I think I loved the movies so much that I was like, I don't want to read the books because I like how the movie is. And now I'm like, how did I not read these books? These came out like during the time that I was really reading everything, but I don't think I really read very much like dystopian books. I read mostly like different types of fantasy. Um, but yeah, love it. Finnick, love him so much. I wish in a different world, I know it would never happen, but I wish that Finnick and Katniss would be together, because I love Katniss and I love Finnick. So, um, yeah, I am so excited for the next one. I already have it on my TBR, so I know that that's my next one coming out. Alrighty, and our second to last book was another book club, my work book club. We did 2 books. We normally do 2 books, and it sometimes they're good. Both of them are good picks, and I want to do both, and that's what happened this month. But this one was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh my god. I I don't have words. I loved this book. I think I loved it because it made me cry. And some of it was very wordy. Like I didn't need a whole paragraph about like how much you love this guy. Don't need that. Other than it being like a little too much. And granted, I think that might just be her writing style. And like sometimes I'm down for it, and other times I'm just like, come on, girl, get to the point. Um, but I, I don't have words. Um, I felt for these characters so much. Like when they would talk about like how they had to hide their love and how they just were so scared to like lose their job and their people in their lives because, you know, they were a same-sex couple, and it broke my heart, and I couldn't imagine having to do that. And like I think about the people in my life who, you know, have felt this way, and it tore me in half. Tore my heart in half. I Yeah, and the ending, I was bawling. I got up early the day of book club to finish it because I had like, I don't know, like 80 pages left, and I just wanted to get them over with. I woke up at 6:30 and finished this book. I was sobbing. Like I started off my day sobbing because of this book. It was just so freaking good. Um, Give it a try. I know that Taylor Jenkins Reid, there's a lot, she has a lot of books, and I think most people say that they like a majority of them. A lot of them are hit or miss for people. The only other book that I like had this feeling with where I was just loving was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Loved that book, and this gave me the same like feelings. And yeah, she just knows how to write like a sapphic book, and so good. Alrighty, my last book was a reread, of course. This was A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I've already read all of the ACOTAR books, but I am doing a reread with a book club that is here where I live, and I was so excited to go to this book club, and of course I missed it. I thought it was today, and it was actually yesterday. So I'm really sad about it because I read this chunker, and I listened to the audio of this one actually. And the first time I read majority of the book, almost to like the last little bit, because I needed to like do chores or something. And so I kept wanting to read, so I found it on Libby, and like it was really like the last few chapters. And I did the whole book audio this time, which I didn't mind. I liked it. I still can't stand Nesta at this point, and I want to slap the hell out of her. But I love, like, seeing Feyre go and do all of the shit that she's doing in the spring court, and like seeing her just like wreak havoc on it just made me so happy. And I just loved seeing her grow, and I loved like Rhys like letting her, and like, not that he wouldn't let her, but just like letting her spread her own wings and letting her do her own thing, and she's just like growing into herself, and I really love that. I think it makes me like Feyre more now that I'm rereading these. So yeah, of course, this is my second favorite book in the series, so it makes sense that I was so happy to read it. But yeah, those are the books I read. Quite a bit, quite a lot of books. So total, I had 10 books, and that brings me to my next point, is that I feel like I am reading so many books for book clubs. Out of those 10 books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them were from book clubs. Not necessarily books that I would have wanted to read, but I mean, they were not bad. And I feel like book club does help you to read more books, right? But I feel at this point I'm reading so many for book clubs that I'm just like, I have so many books on my physical shelf that I want to read and I want to prioritize, but I don't read fast enough. You know, some people are like getting out like 150 pages an hour, and I'm just like, girl, how? They're like, I finished this 700 page book in 4 hours, and I'm like, what? What does not compute? Do not get it. Um, so yeah, I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to stick with book clubs of books that I want to read. So if I'm in a book club and they're reading a book I don't want to read, then I'm not going to participate. And if they are reading books I want to read, cool. That's pretty much how I'm going about it. And I feel like I should have been doing that to begin with, but I apparently wanted to please everybody, and I've really been like not trying to do that lately. So that's a part of me doing that. So these are the books that I have picked out for September. And now, with that being said, I am kind of doing a read along, readathon, but not really a readathon. More of just like buddy reading witchy books. And I am so down to do this because I have 3 books that I've been wanting to read. I have the physical copies of them. They're witchy books. It's going to get me more into the spirit of the season because spooky season is upon us. And I'm super excited about them. So I am doing Witchy Week, which is September 19th. Yes, September 19th through September 30th. And it's just a group of people who are reading a bunch of different type of witchy books. If you guys are reading the same book at the same time, cool. If you're not, then you're not. But my picks for this Witch Week are the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. This is the first book in this series, and it is so cute. And the second one I'm going to read is the second book in the series. I think they're standalone, but they're in the same universe. This is her newest release. So this one's A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. And look how precious this cover is. Look at those little babies. The little zombie, what is it? Zombie chicken, and then the little fox. Kills me. Love it. So I'm super excited to read both of these. I was lucky enough to get to meet this author and talk to her, and she's just so down to earth and so sweet that it just like I could not wait to dive into those. The third book I'm reading, I don't know if this is necessarily witchy. I think it is. There's magical elements to this. I read the first book this year and loved it, and this is the second one. Again, this is a standalone but in the same universe. So this is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst, and this is a kind of like a wintry vibe of a book, but I'm down for it. It's 100 degrees out here. I need some cold weather, so I'm gonna read this and hopefully have the air conditioner blasting and get cold and read it. So the first book follows a girl who was a librarian who was like trying to save these magical books and ended up going to like a different island and just like trying to make a life for herself, but she's also kind of in hiding because she does have those books. And she has a magical plant, a speaking plant. And this book follows the person who made that plant, I believe. And yeah. And I loved that plant. That character was so precious, and so like I'm super excited to see the origins of that. So those are the three books that I'm going to do for which week. Which week? I do have another arc that is a witchy book that I might do, um, but I might actually do that earlier because I think I need to have that done by the 17th. And that one is this. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it on the screen here. Then I have dun 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 Mockingjay. So I have the audiobook on this one, so I don't feel like I'm gonna fall behind on these. Hopefully I don't. Um, I'm super excited for this because the cliffhanger that you were left on in the last book, I was just like, how can I not read? And I had so many other books I had to read. So have the audiobook on this. Super excited for it. Can't wait to dive in. I also have the audiobook for Rose and Chains by Julie Soto. I have not read Harry Potter. I've not read any of the books. And I know that this is really, really marketed as like a Draco and Hermione like retelling, like fanfic. And I know it is. And I know there was a lot of drama like with the marketing of this book. But I've met this author in person, and she's the sweetest, funniest person that I think I have ever met. Like anytime I go to a signing that she's at, I'm like my stomach hurts from laughing so hard. Um, so I really want to read it. Like, and I just feel bad that this author has been really, I don't know, not so much canceled, but has been really been given a hard time when it wasn't necessarily her um, who was marketing this book, right? It was the publisher. So I want to try it out and give it a chance and see what it's like. And if I like it, cool. If I don't, I don't. But I have the audio for that one. Our last one is a book that I want to read, but I don't think I necessarily want to read it this month, but it is a book club book pick. Um, and it's The God of the Woods. And this is a big boy. This is like 400, almost 500 pages, I believe. And I don't normally mind a chunky book, but again, I'm not a fast reader, right? And I have to read three other ones that I really, really, really want to prioritize, and I can't do that if, I have all these. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know if I'll get those done, but I'm gonna try. The last one, I'm gonna grab my Kindle and I can show you what this one is. Alrighty, so the last one, this is for my book club that I am hosting, and it is Avalon Tower. So I'm excited for this one. I've heard great things about it. This is a completed series. This is about a Fae Academy for spies. So how fun. I have never read a book like that, but like after reading Feyre being a Fae sort of undercover spy, I'm like, I need to read like an actual one. So this one ended up being our pick. We all chose from a bag, and we would like pick one out and like, this is the book we're not reading, so this was the last one that was there. Everyone seemed a little surprised about it. I thought if we all had agreed that we were going to put it in the pick, or in the bag, but we did, and it won, and I'm excited for it. So hopefully everyone else enjoys it as well. But yeah, so those are my books. Super excited for this month. I have 2 audiobooks already. So I feel like there's only 3 books that I'm really going to focus on, or 4 books I'm really going to focus reading on with my eyes. I do like having a book on my Kindle because then I can read this and it helps my brain separate the stories when I'm reading it like this. Oh, this is how I decorated my Kindle this month. I like the pink vibes. So it helps my brain separate, right? Because I really can't read, like, I wouldn't be able to read like a cozy fantasy and then go into like another cozy fantasy on my Kindle, because I do confuse things, which I guess is really common because I have a friend that's like that as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. Um, Other than that, I wanted to make a physical TBR jar. So I made a spreadsheet of all the books that I have in my collection that I have not read yet, and I think I was up to like 90 some, which is quite a few because when I first started collecting books like a few years ago, um, I did not have this many. I had like 20 books that I wanted to read, and over the last year or two, it has just gone crazy. So I was at 98 books, but now I have read a few. So I really do try to prioritize my TBR, or my physical TBR. But yeah, I just made, like, as I was going, I just like got all these books from my bookshelf as I was building, or like as I was putting my books back into my shelf. And yeah, so I was at 98. So I don't know. We shall see. Yeah, let's make my TBR jar, and I hope you enjoy. I have a visitor. Come here. You want to come say hi? Oh, that's a good boy. Come on up. Up. So this is Merlin. This is my son. Oh, that's a good boy. He is my 9-year-old little baby. He was in my stomach for 9 months, and I don't care what anybody says. He's my child. I birthed him. But he just wanted to come hang out. I have hair on my face now. Thanks, son. Come on. Come sit down. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. You want to sit over here? He's gonna go hang out with his baby back there. Okay, so here's my TBR jar. Now, I have thoughts. I feel like I should have definitely color coordinated. So maybe different genres with different colors. Also, other thoughts. I've already read like 3 of these books that I've put in here. So how am I gonna know? Other thoughts. What if I put series in here? So what if I pick the 4th book in a series, or the 3rd book in the series? I think the only thing I'll do is read whatever book I'm on in that series. I don't know. I have thoughts. I don't think I've watched enough content of people making their TBR jars. I should have done more research, so I might redo this. But for right now, here she is. This is Celeste. She's the little owl from Animal Crossing. This is Blather's sister. And this is actually a plant pot, but it's just too cute. I don't want to put a plant in it and get it dirty. So here's where all my TBR little pieces of paper are. So yeah, so if I am in a book slump, or I just don't know what to read, I'm just gonna pick through this and see what I get. And I might even do like a full like month. Like, let's read 3 books from here. So this one is The Promise. See, this is the issue. This is the 3rd book in a series. So what do I don't know. I have some thinking to do, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, other than that, what did I want? I wanted to show you something else. Oh, I wanted to show you what I'm wearing. So look how cute this shirt is. Let me just bring it down a little bit here. Look at this. This is my Romantasy book club shirt. And I have one more to show you. Look at this. Tell me this is not the perfect spooky vibes sweatshirt. It's oversized. It is so cute. And I love it. So check out Hello Milo at shophellomilo.com for all of your cute bookish merch. You can also use my code Botanic Bookworm for 15% off of your next purchase. This is a small, woman-owned business with great customer service and super fast shipping. Everything is on this site, from hats, backpacks, blankets, everything. And everything's super, super, super cute too. And it's all made by her, so check them out. I highly recommend them. Their fall line also just released too, so just in time for spooky season, get yourself some cute bookish merch. Hi, I am so sorry for the jump scare. As I was editing this video, I realized that I just got so excited with the Hello Milo shop and explaining all of it, and I was just thinking about how I was gonna do it and totally didn't do an outro. So here we are. It's 11:50 in the evening and making this outro for you, but I just wanted to thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed going through my August TBR or my August wrap up, and then also picking out my September reads and chatting with me, and also doing our TBR jar. So I appreciate it, and I hope you stick around and watch more videos that come out in the future. I try to do at least one video a week, depending on life, but other than that, yeah. Also, I hope that if you are looking for some bookish merch, that you go and check out Hello Milo and use my code Botanic Bookworm to get you 15% off. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!